Hello and welcome everyone to Mondays in Exandria. We are here, we are ready to wanderlust around Wildemount, and it's a good time. It's a great time. Um, I'm really tired, I'm also Lindy, so we're gonna go around and we're gonna say who we are and who we're playing, and I'll pick up energy, I'm sure, as the RP starts flowing. I usually do. I, myself, will be playing Wendell Eustace Abernathy, Lucius Throckwaddle Hossenpfeffer the Fourth of the Haversham Hossenpfeffers. Noble philanthropist, aspiring author, dancer. Well, he had a dance last week and it wasn't bad. So, maybe we shouldn't call him a dancer. Anyways, he's a warlock and he's got many triangular schemes in motion. Someone who has no triangular schemes in motion. Igor. Shiny Pilot, how are you and who are you playing?
Starting to feel like I now need to make triangular schemes for Igor. Yeah, I'm Shy Palette. Be playing Igor. He's a hunchback, half orc butler to his lordship Wendell. Um, uh, he's a lovable old dog, and I'm excited to play because I'm not dead like I was last week. So let's have fun.
Woo! Speaking of fun, D20 coup de grace.
Oh, yes, that's me. Tonight I'll be playing Harlan Flipcloak. He's a hobgoblin divination wizard and a master of time manipulation. And I hope that tonight will be a prosperous night for everyone.
Indeed, I hope so. So, let us, go over to Nuggetosaurus. How is your night going?
Going. Hi, I'm Nuggetosaurus. I'm gonna play Hal, the shifter fighter slash paladin. She had a talk with her mentor last week and was humbled a bit by her lack of piety. I don't know. And we'll see what happens.
Yes, it's rather humbling to be inside the Temple of Bahamut, for sure. For some, other people might get a bit of an ego trip out of it. I wouldn't know who those people are, though. Someone who's never been on an ego trip, producer Trav.
Never. I abandoned the self ages ago. Hi, how's it going? Producer Trav here. And I've left my physical form to be on the internet with you. I'm playing Lamont Quinlan, the Kalishtar rogue. And yes, it is a criticism that has been leveled at me, particularly by my peers growing up in my tender youth, that I played thieves all the time. Played too many rogues. Well, guess what? I have doubled down on that shit, and we are going real hard right that direction. So let's get it on.
Love it. And I love how you're not a thief on Tuesday nights, but you are a vampire now. So that's, it's a different kind of trope, but, I'm excited to explore it.
Yes.
Yes, but that's tomorrow night. Instead, we shall focus on the tonight, the here, the now, and thus I shall pass it over to our wrangler for this evening, the Dungeon Master, Deception Check. How are you?
I am well, and I am excited. I'm well and excited to get into tonight. So let's just jump in. Last week, our band of merry adventurers, they left the ball finally after a bit of conversation, a bit of talk, a little last dance. They tried to kind of come to grips with what happened to them in conversing about the Clockwork Council with basically the heads of 4 chapters that all are stationed on Wildemount, thereby revealing that they know everything about group, they know where group is, they know what group's done, and they want to hire group. Interesting. Yeah, well, obviously they aren't as smart as they'd like to put themselves off of trying to plan on using group for positive action. But instead, everyone left, relaxed. Harlan and Lamont did a quick tour of by magic carpet over the city of Port Damali. Lamont was unable to find any real crime, but Harlan's eagle eye investigative technique noticed a little bit of underhanded activity going around with some guards, a few people. There's an underbelly here that must be discovered by Lamont Quinlan. And then there's Howl. Howl needed to check in with her god and her temple. She's been slacking on her training, slacking on paladining. Hasn't really decided to take an oath yet. Just kind of wears an amulet and tries to be goodish. And to make matters worse, she actually took Wendell to the temple as well.
It was fine.
He
He didn't get smote.
No, but someone did have an interesting eye at them. The historian thought that something
He's
was
just
up.
jealous.
Yeah, that's something. But where we start this evening, 3 days have passed. Our merry band of adventurers have run amok in the city of Port Damali. So we're going to check in with them, find out what they've done over the past 3 days, and then pick up our story at Nezrin's Manor, where everyone's been hanging out for the last few days before they transition into the Crescent Acorn. So why don't we start with Howl? This is kind of her homestead. This is her woman's place. So she claims it for her own. Howl, how have the last 3 days been treating you?
I think Hal has kind of been laying low a little bit. She probably spent some time reading not Igor, Wendell's book. And then I think she started going to, would Bahamut have any kind of like sunrise service or like a church in the morning kind of thing?
Well, there are clerics of Bahamut that hold services, make prayers during all hours. So if there's a particular time that you want to go, you could probably get pretty consistently churched up at your temple. If that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I think she wants to make a habit of going to the temple in the morning and just kind of doing what Zero told her to do and trying to pray and figure out what the fuck she's doing.
Okay, so you've been training each morning. Okay, excellent. See, I'm sure your trainer, Zero, is quite happy at your consistency these last 3 days. Was there anything else you wanted to accomplish during that time? What did you think about Wendell's book?
Yes.
I think Hal probably struggled with it a bit because she's only been reading for a year, so she still has trouble sometimes. But Nezrin, of course, helped her in the parts that she didn't understand. And I think she liked it. She's used to reading because her and Nezrin both like romance novels, like the really trashy kind.
Yeah.
But Hal reads like the beginner, like the ones that are like really simple kind of thing. And I think unless Wendell says otherwise, I think these are more advanced than like beginner level, like new.
They're probably intermediate.
Yeah.
Like beginner plot, but with intermediate to advanced vocabulary.
Yeah. So, but I mean, she liked it. She kind of related to it because there's some religious themes in this one. So
Yes.
Okay, so for Nezrin's
cleric
role,
tried to tear that poor couple apart.
Nezrin's going to roll for her. Matter of fact, I've actually rolled for Nezrin.
Okay.
Now her opinion of Wendell, should that give her? I mean, she trusts Wendell in business matters,
right?
But as an author, should we give Nezrin's role an advantage or a disadvantage?
I think Nezrin is confident enough in Wendell's vocabulary and writing because they are business buddies. She knows that he is good with words. So I would say advantage. Okay,
you'd give her advantage. Okay, that's good because it was a 2 and a 17. So Nezrin really did enjoy Wendell's book. So that's something that Wendell will find out. Anything else you'd like to have done in your 3 days?
Yes, we have a key, right, that Wendell has that can get us back to Amon, right?
Yes.
One of those days, she would have gone back to Amon and had like an extended brunch with Jenny and Olivia. Okay. Because they're both still in Amon, right?
Well, Jenny's been in and out.
Okay.
In service there. In service. We'll say she was.
Okay.
That works perfectly.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So that was your 3 days. Well, since we found out that Wendell is quite the accomplished author in his debut romance novel, well, Wendell, what have you done for your 3 days other than bask in the glory of your writing debut?
Well, Harlan, my good friend Harlan, requested Wendell to serve as the business intermediary, because Harlan hates dealing with people, and Wendell doesn't mind at all. In fact, he relishes it a little bit. And so he would have worked with Nezrin, because Nezrin was also involved in that stuff, to formulate a deal that Harlan was cool with, and also maybe invested a little, because that sounds like a good venture to invest in.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of thing. He would have also, because, while waiting for Hal and Nezrin to read the romance novel, he would have started writing a children's book.
Okay.
The little patron that could.
Not disturbed by that at all.
It's a charming story about, persevering and accomplishing your dreams.
Mm.
Anyways, yes.
And selling one's soul to a patron.
You gotta do what you gotta do to achieve your dreams.
That's fair.
And it just proves that the little patron could. So,
fair.
It's uplifting. It's gonna be a hit in the orphanages, let me tell you.
As an aside note, Wendell Eustace Abernathy Lucius Throckwaddle Hospital IV at the Havisham House and Peppers is running a chain of orphanages and workhouses and soup kitchens.
Yes.
For the poor and destitute of Vermont.
They need help,
So.
and I'm here to provide that help.
Yes.
So yes, a little bit of petting the little patron that could, and then he probably would have checked in on Igor, because Igor was pretty sick after the masquerade. He'd not
There's
look
a lot of
proper
food.
colors. Yeah, for probably like the next day, and then he got better. Because that was so much food. Oh God, not even Wendell wants to think about that.
I'm imagining he spent a lot of time on the toilet. So, you just got to stay clear of the area where the bathroom is,
Yep.
and, you're good.
Nezrin ushered you out to the servants'
Yeah.
lavatory.
So I destroyed the servants' lavatory. Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes. But there was also a lot of cleaning supplies nearby, so you could clean up as you were destroying it. So it's kind of like a net positive there,
Yeah.
ultimately.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, and he would have taken Hal and Nezrin to brunch or dinner on that third day to get the critique and their opinions of From Shags to Riches.
Oh, wonderful. What was the name of the restaurant you went to?
Oh, let's say they went to. We'll see. What do you think would have been brunch or dinner, Hal?
Probably dinner.
Okay, let's call it. Oh, let me see. I gotta think. It's gotta be a really.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Oh, let's pick a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
What
Classic.
type of restaurant was it, though?
Yeah,
Was it fancy? Was it a little bit more like a pub?
I imagine it's like tapas.
Okay, yeah.
So you
Okay.
can get like a bunch of small plates and like share and pass it around.
That's a
Yeah.
Marquesian restaurant.
Yeah, it'd be like a Marquesian restaurant.
Marquesian, establishment. Okay. Name. Okay, we'll think
come
of
back.
the name.
Think
Well,
of the name
okay.
of that. But yeah, it was a good like tapas restaurant. Really tasty, refreshing.
Okay.
They had like a pitcher sangria with it.
Great.
Yes.
Great. And so you learned that both Hal and Nezrin enjoyed your book. Okay.
Although
Was there any-
Hal will complain slightly that there are way too many big words. Even though there's really not. She just-
Noted.
Is not a great reader. So.
Okay. Was there anything else, Wendell?
Business, books, dinner. Make sure Igor's not dead. He'd probably check in on Lamont because he likes to check in on people, make sure they're good. And if Howell went to Iman, he probably would have gone with her, but like not to brunch with her kids. He probably would have just checked in on, see how the poor.
Check in with Reagan, see how things are going.
Reagan and the soup
Okay.
kitchens and the orphanages and stuff.
There was a few notes from Havisham. Everything seems to be going well. The new wagon drivers are working out great, and there have been no recent attacks upon your shipments into the city of Vermont.
Good. It's almost as if possibly the person who was behind some of those things is dead. Tried to murder Hal's son on an airship. Possible. It's a theory.
It's possible. Many things
It's a theory.
could have happened.
Yes.
All right.
That's all for him.
Okay, Igor. Your first day was basically recovering from your trip to the ball.
As one should.
What else was there?
Let's see. After having that horrible episode of, constipation and probably problems, he would probably develop Tums or Pepto-Bismol. Let's see. I was actually trying to debate on that. I was thinking that Igor, having gorged himself on that, and he was put a stop to it physically by just not being able to have enough for his flaw of always wanting to go to excess. Maybe he'd go do something opposite and try and go and maybe have some fun instead of trying to learn something. Maybe he'd go out and do some like back streets gambling and learn how to play like
Okay.
The slots or pennies or like the street version of.
Does he go get sucked into the cup game? Like which cup is the coin
Yeah,
under,
yeah,
and
exactly.
then just
You could do the
lose for
cup game.
hours?
Yes, you could do the cup game. You could do whatever of the classic side hustle. Street magicians, whatever.
Just get scammed for
That's
hours.
perfect. I imagine you headed down to the Larboard Light, which is the wharf area, where a lot of the working people do their jobs during the day, and there's a lot of there's a lot of people coming in and out, and there's a lot of commerce happening, and there's also a lot of buskers and people who like to play the cup game and some other fun games.
Perfect.
You met some magicians that showed you cards you couldn't see. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
He's gonna get swallowed into all of that and just really enjoy the show, and just he's dropping money left and right, but he don't care. He got money, and he doesn't really know the value of money, and he's just enjoying himself, having fun, and being surprised at how people do things. He's a lovable oaf. He doesn't know any better. So.
Wonderful. So you just had a nice time.
Yeah.
Plus your normal duties to your master.
Yep.
Okay.
He may not have a slight addiction to gambling now.
That's fine. That's fine. That will not come back to haunt you at any point later in the story. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Let's go check in with Harlan. Harlan, you had 3 days. You were finally released from the manor of Mr. Nouveau. And so now you're housebound to Nezrin's manor.
As Harlan understands, he is under the guardianship of Nezrin.
But on the second day, Wendell reveals to you that he and Nezrin have negotiated your release. You are now no longer held accountable for anything. And that upon the signing of the contract, you are now part owner of a large air shipping company.
A lot of potential, yes.
Mm-hmm.
What Harlan's going to do...
Do you look closely at the contract?
Of course.
Okay, you find out that
Wendell... script and all, like everything.
You find out that Wendell has negotiated a portion of the agreement in his name as well, so he is a silent owner of a small portion of your company, too.
I don't mind that Wendell gets his piece.
Okay. Because, the best way to control the costs of shipping for his wine, that Nezrin and Wendell organized that so that, because the wine
would have also invested in it to.
No, you invested money. That's why you were able to get that. So it wasn't that you just put yourself in there.
How much money, by the way, is invested?
How much would you want to invest in it?
Oh, he'd want a decent enough share that he would have an opinion on directions in which the company would potentially take later down the line.
Okay, so then you had like options.
A shareholder, yeah.
You put a small portion down, with options to purchase more as the company starts ramping up further. Okay. All right, so we'll figure the minutia out later.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so Harlan, so now you have been released to go back to your ship.
Which that is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to head back to the Chad, perform the maintenance he needs to do to get it back into working order.
While you're there, you do notice that it has been boarded and people have been in this ship during the time that you've been away from it.
Of course it has. All right. want to look for evidence of those people.
Oh, you want to look for evidence of who it might be?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, you search, and with your passive investigation skills, these people weren't really not trying to hide. You find out that it was mostly city representatives, some of the Zalazo, but you knew they were there originally. And then there is, it's difficult to say, but someone was looking very specifically at technology points on the ship.
Mhm.
You're not sure who that might be, but you could always check with the people who were guarding the ship to find out.
I will do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
Uh,
Oh, part and parcel to your contract, you are still required to provide detailed instructions on how to recreate your airship in blueprint form.
sans the
Oh yeah, no, they don't know anything. They don't know anything about the time travel / magic thing that you put in there.
What I want to do is see. I picture the Chad as a very like blocky utilitarian looking ship, kind of like a, I don't know, like the stealth bomber or something, right? And then and like he would design all his ships that way, but he realizes that he's going to be designing a ship for other people. So I want him to just kind of go out on the deck and start looking at the other ships to see what designs he can pull from to build this new ship so people will be used to the look of it.
Get the aesthetic down.
Be able to accept it as just another airship.
Okay. That is what you do. And you're able to derive a form and design from this experience that is much more aesthetically pleasing. You take points from the mini ships that sail into the wharf and also the airships that fly in. They don't come in very often, but while you were there, you got to see one of the stone-powered flying ships, the only ones that had existed prior to your own. You do know that they are staring quite directly at your ship, trying to understand what's going on, because no one's ever seen an airship like yours.
Considering it's like built to reflect chrono radiation, they probably don't understand it at all.
Oh, no. But they understand balloons float, so they get that part.
That's true.
All right. Was there anything else you'd like to do during your time?
If I do have any extra time, I would like to try to shadow Lamont some more.
Okay. All right. Well, that leads us into Lamont's time. Lamont Quinlan, you're the last one because I knew you were probably going to have the most exciting time while you were away for 3 days. What did you do, Mr. Lamont Quinlan?
Well, he went back down to the Tumble Downs, and this is the cycle of someone who's a junkie for vigilante justice. I think he goes on effectively a 3-day bender where, bless you, where he is up all night working the rooftops, working the streets, listening carefully, seeing who is anybody getting hurt, mugged, shot, stabbed, assaulted, and if so, who is doing it, and try to get some sort of a bead on a leadership structure and a zone of operations, and do they have their, what are they called, and start to gather information on whatever forces you said that are causing mayhem down here. And during the day, he transforms into his sort of a Matches Malone homeless identity that we'll work on. I haven't come up for a name for it yet, but he has basically he just puts out a tin cup and sits with no shoes on in a tattered like suit that he created from his costume, and just sits out there all day can't sleep and just has the cup out in front of him and is up all day and keeping an eye on the streets all night. And he does this for 3 days.
Okay. The results of that are while you're trying to panhandle, you're ultimately regularly ushered away from where you're sitting to the temples in the crescents, because the temples are so prevalent that there really isn't an issue with. I mean, there's still people who are displaced from their homes, but they are cared for rather adeptly by the 15 or so different temples that are atop the crescents. It's a regular thing. There is equivalently, there's no direct sign of displaced peoples in the populated areas of Port Tamale. At night, though, you have found you're starting to you feel like you got close to the Myriad, which is the name of the organization which runs the criminal underground in all of Wildemount. Some people were willing to talk to you because they thought they saw something in you that might move things forward, but every person you talked to disappeared the next day. So that has piqued your interest.
And roughly how many people do you think
I'd say 2 of the people you spoke to you are unable to find them in the following days.
And they weren't hostile towards me. They opened up to me.
Yes.
Okay.
You convince them of your sincerity in trying to weed out this criminal underground. They let you know what they knew, and which was how you learned that it was a Myriad, that they're involved in almost everything at all levels of government, and then they disappeared.
And they straight up disappeared. Like when I follow up to try to get an idea of where they went,
no one has seen them. Matter of fact, the rumor is a man in black that sounds a lot like you was the last person they were seen with.
All right. On the very late hour of day 3, night 3, I return to the hotel.
You mean Nezrin's Manor?
Sorry, Nezrin's Manor.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to break in through an upper room window and shower.
Okay, the windows are open on the second floor because they know that's where you like to come in. So you break in by opening the door.
I break in, shower, and then put on a black bathrobe and go downstairs for a nightcap.
Okay.
Which is at basically 4 or 5 in the morning.
And there is a servant available to you. They are just waking up at that point, but they provide you the service that you require. And that's where we'll start. Lamont is sitting in a black bathrobe downstairs. It's early. Everyone begins to wake up. Yes?
Can I do one final thing?
Of course.
While I'm doing those... No, not allowed.
Nope.
While I'm doing the prayers, can I make a D100 roll to see if I get any kind of
course,
direction from Bahamut?
I could get you someone who could give you direction immediately.
Yes, with only a simple wisdom roll.
What is that? Oh, that's a 6.
That's a 6.
That's a 6.
Which is your level right now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, level 6.
I think so. Yeah.
Then yes. On the 3rd day, you are there and you have been training. The Platinum Dragon comes to you during training because 0 gets you to basically empty your mind and just battle. Okay. So much of your fighting normally comes from anger. It comes from all the pent up aggression you have from everything that's gone on in your life. And a lot of it was being separated from Nezrin for a long time. And now it's about the Clockwork Council trying to take, everything, taking your advantage of you and your friends. And so you've got a lot of anger there. But at this point, 0 really gets you to focus, clear your mind. And it's just, you're being worn out, you're tired, you're working, your muscles are just complete rubber, but you're still going through it and your mind is clear. It's one of the most peaceful moments you've ever had especially with a weapon in your hand. And that's when the Platinum Dragon appears to you. It's like time stops. Zero is doing a riposte of one of your attacks, and it just stops. And you like stand back and you're like looking around, and then you kind of like see the shadow of a large dragon fall over the room. And you get the feeling that the Platinum Dragon is proud of the direction you're going, the changes you've made with yourself, and wants you to continue on with that path.
Okay.
Was there a particular question you wanted to ask the Platinum Dragon?
If she has the opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
she wants to ask about Avum.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because that's kind of forward in her mind right now.
I'm going to roll 3 dice. Okay?
Okay.
This is a celestial being asked about something that it's probably not proud of.
Yeah, probably doesn't want to talk about.
Did you guys say Avon?
Yep.
Same.
Yep. Yes.
I'm talking to Bahamut.
All right. So you begin to mention the word Abram. It like the form pops in your mind and you feel the shadow, this powerful sense of peace that you have quiver. It shook to a certain point.
It shook.
And you get the point, you get the feeling, because it's difficult because they're behind the celestial door, they're the celestial gate, they're unable to really directly commune.
Yeah,
for the most
communication's
part.
hard.
You get the feeling that you're being told to stop asking questions and to stop anyone who seeks to release this being.
See, it's not just my weird patron.
But you also and at this point the Platinum Dragon recedes,
Okay.
but you feel shame is the last feeling you get
From him?
from the Platinum Dragon.
Interesting. I don't think Hal likes very much that she was basically told to stop asking questions,
Mm-hmm.
because that's basically what she was told when she worked for the Clasp, and she's fucking tired of it.
Faith preserves. But see,
Yeah.
that's the best part. So you snap out of it, but you're stunned and you're angry and you've completely lost your cool. And Zero basically catches you with the flat side of the sword
Knocks
right
me on my
across the
ass.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where that particular scene will
Okay.
end.
Okay.
That's what you wanted?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Excellent. So it is the next morning. Everyone is getting up for breakfast at Nezrin's Manor. You're being served, like you have been since you've been here, a large table placement of all sorts of vegetables, fruits, eggs, bacon, omelets, hash browns, all kinds of things. Anything you want, it is there. And you all are at the table. What do you do?
Harlan picks from the most bland things on the table.
Wheat waffles.
Mm. Yes, these are perfect.
All right.
I mean,
Laid out
Harlan
the-
isn't a fan of spicing.
Okay.
Could-
Yes.
You got some Travis? Go ahead.
Lamont is seated nearby in a black bathrobe with black slippers. He is taken to wearing dark shades like these rather than his goggles and or mask while amongst you guys in close company. He is watching Harlan and I'm sure Igor select their food while he sips from a black coffee cup with his legs crossed in a masculine fashion. And it sits quietly. Frank, really quick, what is the
Yes.
nature of the crimes of the Myriad?
Um,
What sort of crimes did I witness?
you were told by Harlan when you were flying around that you saw money changing hands with guards. You don't know if it was the Myriad or not.
Oh, right. Cops
you
are
saw
correct.
you
Right,
saw
right,
people
right.
being pulled into dark corners, but you couldn't get anything else. So you
Right.
started asking questions in that area. And that's when you started learning that they are involved in government, they are involved in business, they do extortion, they do drugs, they do kidnapping, they do anything. If it's criminal and it's profitable, they do it.
Right.
And if
Okay.
anyone turns on them, they will stab them and throw them in the wharf no time. If they don't basically sell them into slavery, which is the most popular thing they do with turncoats.
Copy that. Lamont sips his coffee. Mike, did you have something?
I was actually going to say that Igor would probably come out of the kitchen, having woken up early, carrying a tray of food, and he'd be helping set the table for you guys. And what you'd probably notice is he would take like a couple cups of porridge, and he'd be like reversing them on the tray, just kind of practicing what he saw them doing, and then he'd set it down in front of you guys, and then he'd go grab like a salt shaker or 2 or 3 and kind of set them down in front of him at the far end of the table, or one of the opposite tables, and he was just like
Okay.
just trying to maneuver them around like the shell game that he saw the person doing it, and he's just trying to figure out the motions and why like this. He's not going to even try the whole hide the rock underneath the cup or whatever it is, the marble.
Okay. I imagine Hal walks in about this time from her morning training after just experiencing Bahamut.
Yeah. And she's got like a huge like red mark on her face from
Yep.
the sword.
Yep. That was the last strike of the practice.
Yeah.
Igor stops his shogun and looks around and goes, "You need me to get you something for your face acne."
No, I'm good, Igor. Thanks.
Me mum, well, somebody told me once way back when a good oatmeal recipe.
You find
Have you seen your mom anymore recently?
It's been a while since I took those hearty drugs you had. I haven't seen her since.
I'll have to get you some more.
Nesrin looks at you and I was like, "Are you giving Igor drugs?
Just the once?
It was one time.
You just said you needed to get him more.
Yeah, but I've only given him
medicinal.
the drugs once.
How many did you give him?"
Bag of mushrooms.
It went down smoothly, let me tell you.
Igor,
He saw visions of his mother. Like, how
I'm
is that
sure
a
he saw
bad
visions
thing?
of all sorts of things.
Well, she talked to me. She was real.
How we're going to have a discussion about this.
It's just drugs, Nez. Like,
It's it's narcotics.
yeah, they're not illegal.
What's a narcotic?
It's
I'll
all
grow
right.
up with the
Igor,
class,
you're fine.
okay? He doesn't think drugs are illegal.
altering one's mind can have beneficial insights.
Yes, Mr. Flipbook, but also when one has the control over one's impulses. Our good friend,
plenty of control.
our friend Igor can sometimes go to excess. I'm only concerned for him then.
I didn't give him enough to overdose.
You gave him a bag.
Yeah,
How big was the bag?
it was a small bag.
Igor, how large was the bag?
It was minuscule.
It was more like that.
I'm
That's a
sure-
small bag. They're big mushrooms, okay?
All
Oh.
right.
Well, I don't quite remember.
Okay, wait. Look, I wanted to speak with everyone about. Have you decided about the
I
class
think
offer?
Wendell would walk in at the end of that conversation because Wendell doesn't sleep, and
Right.
He was probably engrossed in finishing the little patron that could. Because children's books are just so much easier to write, but the problem is then you have to find an illustrator, anyways. And he would have been like, "Wait, who gave Igor drugs?" As he walks.
That was
Nobody?
Howell.
Nobody. It was
Rich.
like a year ago, okay?
They were great drugs, Master. You
It was a
like
long
them.
time ago.
Can't control himself. He doesn't need any.
I just give
Don't-
him enough to overdose, okay?
Don't
I
tilt your
know
head
what
too
these
much,
shrooms.
Master.
Yeah, I know what I know how many you need to take to overdose, okay? It is a favorite among the class.
As you're talking, one of the servants comes over and whispers something into Nezrin's ears. She looks kind of surprised. And one of the Amberwine children is here. Do you know why?
Who?
No, the people who run the inn, the
Oh,
Acorn.
yeah, those
Acorn.
people. I know who they are.
Yes, you
Hal
do.
knows.
Yes.
I don't.
Oh, also, I thought of a name for the tapas restaurant.
Oh, what is it?
Papa's Tapas.
Yep.
Okay, run by Big
Papa.
Papa.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
We
like,
call him Big Papa.
yeah.
The tapas. Yep, that's okay. So the servant leads in a young-looking halfling. She looks to be almost an adult, 17 or 18, and you recognize this is Jasmine Amberwine, and she looks like she ran the whole way from the Crescent Acorn all the way to Nezrin's manor. And she's like, and she looks at you, Hal, and she comes over. I'm sorry to bother. Are you all? My sister's missing.
Your sister.
Oh yes. Sarah.
How long has she been missing?
She was playing this morning. Behind the acorn, and when we went back to look, she wasn't there anymore. And we've been all over the market, and no one's seen her. But she was playing by one of the old steam grates. She might have gone into the sewer.
Do I remember how old she looked approximately?
Sarah, the missing one?
Yes.
Sarah was around 10.
So young. Okay.
I was
old
already
enough
up
to-
and out of her seat.
Yeah.
Like heading towards the door.
Yeah.
Take us there.
Yeah, let's go.
Master should be full of shoot.
Yes, put just lunchbox, and he pulls out his satchel of containing,
Igor grabs the tray full of food or scoops food onto a tray and is dumping it into it.
Yeah, because food is very important to Wendell at this moment. in time.
Nezrin takes Jasmine and sits her down. It's like, you all go on. I'll speak with Jasmine a little bit more, and then we'll follow a little later.
Yeah,
Alright.
message me if she
yes.
remembers anything else. And I give her a kiss on the forehead, and then we go.
She says that she had a little her
Yeah, what's
little
she
doll.
wearing? A doll.
Yeah, she was just wearing a basic morning clothes, a small dress.
We've met her, right? We know what she looks
Yes,
like.
you've met
Okay.
all the children.
Okay. That's
She
what I
had
thought.
her little Grog doll. She's a big fan of the Terry and Darrington stories, and she really loves Grog the most. So she had her Grog doll with her.
All right.
All right, so all of you go.
Yes.
I think
Okay.
There's a
This is
child
the-
missing, and children are our future.
Why do you
How can
sound
you
so
make that so
fucking
sinister?
God. Good Lord.
I just
So good.
reminds me that I need to get started on children of my own. I should get back on looking for a wife. Anyways, this just reminds Wendell. That's what this reminds him. He's like, ah, yes, that's right, children. Something I
All
need
right,
to.
so you take the carriage, and it takes almost no time to get over there. You see outside, the family of the Amberwines are still kind of frantic, looking around in the market. You see Wesley and Alice. Alice, the mother. Wesley is the middle son, and he's out there looking. And then you see Simon, the father, at the door, who greets you when you arrive. Oh, good. Jasmine was able to find you all.
Yes.
Follow me. And he leads you through. And as he's leading you through the Crescent Acorn to the back of their establishment, where they have a little herb garden and it's a little covered area where the kids can play and all, he's like, the old steam grate. You're not from here. Portamale used to be run on a great steam network. It ran most of the businesses and all, and it kept heating and all. But for some reason, it stopped about a month or two ago. And so we never thought anything of it because no one would ever go near it. It was hot. We just stayed away from it. We had it fenced off, but since it wasn't, no steam was coming out anymore, we didn't get the care. And I think I've never tried to lift it or anything. I didn't think she could. I don't know what happened, but she was there and then she was gone. And
We'll find her.
He leads you to it, and you see it's just a nice little backyard. You have a little herb garden off to one side, some laundry hanging up. There's a couple vine plants with flowers, and then there is a large metal grate in the ground, just looking like it leads into a hole into the ground.
I'm not getting flashbacks of that time we fought a dragon in the sewers and on or anything.
No. That was
How motions over Igor? Help me with this. And
roll away.
we'll lift the gate. Great.
Igor strings.
The test should be if Wendell could lift it, because if Wendell could lift it, a 10-year-old girl could lift it.
That's true.
You know, but also something could have come out of the grate and snatched.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, Harlan is investigating. What are you investigating, Harlan?
Looking for signs of struggle or something odd.
With a 19 investigation, you look at the area and you see footprints. You see like someone was playing. There's a little flower wreath that's been made, something like a little, almost like a bracelet that was left off to the side. And then you see more footprints over by the grate, some dirt on the grate, but there's really like nothing walking away from it. I wouldn't say struggle. I don't see a struggle there.
All right. I'm going to pick up the bracelet.
Okay. You have a little flower bracelet woven rather nicely by the nimble hands of a 10-year-old.
Igor and I lift off the grate.
It swings open with no problem.
Easy. Okay.
It is balanced almost perfectly to swing up on a hinge.
Okay, Igor lifts really hard to just whee!
Oh yes, a 10-year-old girl could lift
Give me a
that.
dexterity save, Igor. You fall in. You fall in. You fall 6 feet down
Okay,
a
so
couple
Hal
steps.
lifts it, and Igor's bending down to lift it. He's just like
It's
straight
right in, and you don't take any damage. You catch yourself, but you fall in. Yes, Wendell.
I would like to cast. I'd like to cast Legend Lore from my friend in my special
You're a pocket friend.
Yes, my special pocket friend. To see what they know about the Steam system, the city that we're in, the Steam system. Yeah.
Your pocket friend tells you about the intricate, wondrous twin Steam systems of Nicodranus and Portamali.
Okay, yeah.
There is a mechanism within that allows almost limitless steam to be produced beneath the city to power mechanics, steam engines, factories, and whatnot. And this wondrous technology has allowed Damali and Nicodranus to become leaders in manufactured goods and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
It is strange for the people who, it's a closely guarded secret, but it is strange to the people who try to investigate these things, as there is not a massive influx of consumables and combustibles to create this steam. And this area is not known to be volcanically active as far as anyone knows. So they believe it's some sort of enchantment. But there have been rumors that it could be the enslavement of Nerids or steam creatures, elementals. No one is for sure, even though Legend Lore gives you a lot of information. This has never really been known or written down.
It might be helpful to know something about the steam tunnels before we go into the steam tunnels as well. Yeah.
So there's a possibility of bound creatures, and you know that this one does not work. So something has gone wrong.
Master, from the bottom of the hole, I found a way, and it opened quite easily.
Yes, a 10-year-old child could definitely open that. Well,
should I call for the small child, Master?
What do you see down there?
What does Igor see?
Okay.
He's still kind of laying on his back, kind of like looking around.
Well, since Igor is the first one down, everybody, I just had to put you guys places. So we actually have a map.
ooh.
And
Huzzah.
let me know if there's any problems with lighting or whatnot. Igor, you see a well-made but disused stone walkway. There is water running under your feet. It looks like it comes out of the wall from a grate below where you came in, and it is running through this area. It seems to be a steam tunnel, like a tunnel for like piping. There's piping along the walls that are not exhibiting any heat. It is dusty and smells of mold and smells of disuse.
Master, it looks like a tunnel down here. It smells a bit like the basement at the manor. It's a bit of water.
Right.
I think it's safe to come down. No little girls.
We're not wary of the little girl, Igor. It's just definitely. We should go down there.
I'm going to jump down after him.
Okay. You notice when you look in that there is a ladder that leads down.
I think Igor would just swing that into place or whatever for everybody to make it easy, after he gets up.
Okay.
If I'm not first, I want to be last.
Well, unfortunately, to be first, you would have had to fallen in before Igor.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So everybody went on in. So
okay, so everyone else is going in. As you walk in, you hear the echo of water dripping. You smell the disuse and the mold. It seems like this was a well-kept area for some time, but has recently become disused. There's a room right off to the left. It seems like it just had some storage space in it, but it's not being used right now. There are scraps of canvas along the floor. There's bits of broken packaging, some like wood or whatnot from a crate. Nothing that really stands out to you here. And the pathway continues on at an angle around a corner. What would you like to do?
It was that way. Head down the tunnel.
Okay. All right, you reach a T intersection. To your left, you see a barred exit where water continues to run along the floor. There's a good bit of water running. You imagine this is a rainy type of town, so they need a way to remove the water from the streets so that it's not a menace or a nuisance. It is barred to continue on. You can see that particular pathway continues on into the darkness. You can't see beyond maybe 50, 60 feet. To your right, it opens up into a large dual circular area. So there's cisterns of water below, high arching kind of ceilings. It looks like this goes right up to the edge of the street above.
While we're walking, I'm gonna tell the guys I want to inform a group of what I know about the steam tunnels, what I legend lord basically. That way people are educated about.
Knowing is half the battle. Okay, Harlan, Hal, as you step across that area there, you find a little Grog Strongjaw doll lying on the ground. It seems to have been dropped and lost.
I will pick it up and put it in my pocket.
Definitely.
Okay, it's a little bit big for a pocket. You can put it in your pack.
Okay, I'll do that.
It's like a 20-inch doll.
Yeah.
Kind of really stuffed, overly large muscles.
Yeah.
It keeps saying, "I like ale" every time you squeeze it.
Let's just hope she's a little explorer.
Fingers crossed.
All right. So as you walk into this arched area, you see that there's refuse floating in these large cisterns. Water is up and high before you. Onto your left, it looks like there's a much larger flow of water, much more difficult. It's rapidly flowing, possibly down to the waterfront, and it would not be something you could walk across.
Okay.
Go ahead. You're good.
Igor's just going to ask Master, is that paying poop water? Should I not touch it?
Don't touch things down here, Igor.
I won't touch it.
Aside from the doll, is there any signs of the little girl?
Nothing you can really tell. It's hard to find. You can give me a survival check or an investigation, and we'll see.
Guidance. Oh, there. Wow.
Okay. All right. A little bit of guidance.
I'll go with survival because I have +1.
Plus a D4.
I don't think it's gonna help.
Oh no. Well, I
rolled
tried.
4, and then I got 4 more.
8.
So 9.
9.
I have +1 to my survival.
Okay. 9. It's really difficult to see.
Yeah.
In here, there's a lot of clutter. It looks like the upkeep that was done here has kind of fallen by the wayside.
Okay.
Harlan, you're looking at a larger area. This is the ceiling is lower here than where the cisterns are, but the rush of water is difficult to really hear anything in this area because that river of water is flowing by quickly.
What's the name of the girl we're looking for?
Sarah.
I'll do a call out.
Okay.
Sarah!
All right. Give me a perception check to see if you hear anything.
I am really bad at that.
Are you though?
With an 18, you hear some noise in response to your call from this direction.
Gonna start rushing over that way.
All right. As you go that direction, I want you to stop as you get to that bridge. Lamont, what are you doing? You've just been sitting in a room now for a while. Are you here?
I didn't get to get a look at the toy left behind, but he doesn't make an issue out of it. I would like to how big are the tunnels?
The initial
around?
tunnel that you walk down, if you look at the map on the screen here,
Yes.
The initial tunnels are 5 foot wide. Looks like they're maintenance tunnels that you go through. The water on the below just looks like runoff water, storm water. It's a couple inches thick. It's a little slick because the water's constantly going by. There's a little bit of a slime buildup, but nothing you would expect.
There's floating Snickers bars. Don't eat them.
No, none of those here exactly. But the walls are cobblestone, kind of worked stone. It looks like a lot of time and effort was put into creating these areas.
Cool. Okay.
And as you walk out of that tunnel, you'll come into a larger area, a more domed. Actually, the walk-in kind of is a descending walk. So you go down 6 feet, and then it descends deeper into a large cistern area with arched ceilings. And then you come to a larger, there seems to be space off to the right, and then a larger river of water, stormwater running that is impassable other than a single bridge.
Okay. Well, then all I really have to say is he looks fucking sweet going down the sewer corridor, his cloak curling against the curved walls of the dilapidated expanse. I'm right up there with everybody, and I'm searching for I'm listening carefully. I'm in my element.
Okay, you are in your element. Harlan seems to be heading in a particular direction. He seemed to have heard something. If anyone else would like to make perception checks or survival checks, we'll see if you can find any knowledge of what happened.
My perception is equally as good as my survival.
Okay, Igor's got an 18 perception. You also hear noise in response to Harlan's call out in this direction.
Rolled another 4.
I hear
that's
nothing.
An 8.
Lamont with 19. Oh, yeah, Wendell, what did you roll?
3 total.
3. Okay.
I rolled a 2.
Lamont with a 19. It's hard to hear over the water for everybody, but you did hear something in response coming from this direction.
Igor yells out nice and loud, "There's noise over there!" And he goes charging off towards Arden.
Okay.
He's like a bloodhound
Right.
on the trace. Oh!
All right, Harlan, do you cross the bridge?
Oh yeah. I assume I'm moving as quick as I can towards
Okay.
what that response was.
You cross over the fast-moving water. You now see another rivulet of it coming down. You're blocked off. You see beyond at the edge of your vision, there's another grating that closes off this area. To your right, though, there seems to be another service way that curls into the darkness to your right. One of those smaller streams of water coming through. It's easy to walk through. It's not as deep as the fast-moving one to your left.
I think I heard it from this direction.
Oh, we go straight or right on it. Oh, to the right.
Okay. Is everyone else following?
Yes.
Mostly, we're making the right up here.
All right.
I assume we're kind of together right now.
And
As
Wendell
we're-
would have his dancing lights up.
Okay, you got your dancing
provide
lights up.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're walking,
Mm-hmm.
can I divine sense?
Okay. Yes, you can divine sense. Can you pull that up? Can you tell me what that is again?
As an action, you can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. You can sense anything affected by the hollow spell, or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. You know that in the area you are in right now, a lot of things would have cover, but you do not feel anything initially.
Okay.
Okay. So Harlan, you're at the lead now. You're coming around a corner, and ahead of you, you see two doors, one to the left, one to the right.
Uh-oh.
Stop right there. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Those don't look-
Can I just point out that I don't want to be in the dancing lights? Can I just not be in the dancing lights?
Oh, it's going to be difficult because it's a single pathway coming in.
Fucker.
All right. If everyone can roll initiative for me.
That's a natural 1
Wow. Okay.
for a total of 3.
Oh.
Rolls are shit right now. I got that 1 divine intervention.
Okay. Igor is 6. Harlan is 5.
No, actually, I want to change that to a 16.
Okay.
So,
Harlan is a
oh, no,
16.
sorry. Let me change it to. It would be 16. 16.
Okay. All right. Lamont Quinlan with a 5 as well,
I got a 19.
and a 19 for
Oh, wait.
Wendell.
Let me. Where's my handkerchief? I need it. I don't cast Eldritch Blast as good without it.
Oh no! Oh
Here we are.
no!
Ready.
Oh shit, she's got the handkerchief.
I do.
Okay,
It's magical now too. It's very exciting.
Wendell,
Yes.
you're first. Your friends have turned the corner, and you hear Harlan say, "What, Harlan? What do you exclaim when you see these things?"
Well, I kind of need to know exactly what I'm looking at here. Can you-
Okay. I will give you a better idea about it. You see in front of you a almost spectral form made up of steam. It has wings and ghastly features, long, thin hands, long, thin legs, and it cackles and heat radiates from it.
Now, do I know what these creatures are?
You can roll me a survival or a history or some intelligence check if you'd like.
Arcana.
Pick one that you feel comfortable with.
Is Arcana good?
I don't know that Arcana. These aren't exactly magical creatures.
We'll go with history then.
History, okay.
What?
You've never seen these things before. They could be ghosts, maybe. They're see-through. They're hard to see.
They're steam ghosts.
Steam
yes.
ghosts. And
Yes.
Mendel's like, I just told everyone that this place was possibly run by enslaved steam. Never mind.
Okay.
Steam
All right.
ghosts.
So that's what you hear. Now, Lamont, we have a map, and you have control of your character if you'd like to move him around.
Oh, okay. I think
I've been trying to move you around as well, but
my
you know.
browser might be mad at me. Let's see here.
Okay, that's fine. I can move you around if we need to.
Okay,
All right, so
that'd be great.
Wendell, you're first. You heard Harlan
Yes.
exclaim, "Steam ghosts." from
See.
coast to coast.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Whoop. It's a little crowded in here. Do I see? I guess I'll see them if I see them. I'm guessing that was he facing left or right?
You see Harlan. Yeah, which way did you turn, Harlan?
Left, I would say.
All right, he's looking to the left.
Looking towards the left. Okay, let me get it so that way. Whoop. All right. In that case, I will hold my action
Mm-hmm.
to.
Lamont, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Your character is going all over the map. All right.
Put me where I'm supposed to be.
Okay. You don't want to be in the lights, but you are in the lights because you're in a small hallway right here.
There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right.
Sorry about that. Harlan.
I
Yes.
will hold to handkerchief.
Okay.
If the steam ghosts are aggressive and come within my sight.
Hold to hanky. Got it.
Hold to hanky.
Harlan, it is your turn. You are menaced front and back.
All right. Well, then I think it is time to
Yes.
increase my ability to move through it.
Okay. Haste. Nice. You cast haste upon yourself as your action.
Yes. That's my
What does that look like when you cast haste upon yourself?
I assume he starts to move really fast.
No, but is there anything particular about the way you cast the spell?
Let's see. I suppose what he will do is he pulls out like a watch.
Okay.
Like a
Pocket watch?
pocket watch. Yeah, exactly. Opens it up and then he just turns the watch and the time starts to move faster.
Yeah, this is a one of a kind artificery sort of design from the crafters in Whitestone that you got in Little Whitestone outside of the inn that you own there. It's something they've imported. There's not a lot of people that have these, but you've been able to craft it to your needs so you can move your time. So what is your hasted action now?
Let's see. I think what I'm first gonna do is back this way. 1, 2.
Okay.
Mm.
And now you see that there are also 3 of these creatures in this room as well.
Okay. I would like to strike at this one.
Okay. You may strike at that one.
My greatsword. Pop.
With a 19, you strike at that one, and you nearly cleave it in twain. It is still flapping, but very weakly.
And then I will stay there.
Okay. You stay there. It is now the turn of the Mephits from the other room.
Steam ghosts.
I'm sorry, the steam ghost for coast to coast. They run out immediately, chasing after you. The first one makes a claw attack at your back, Harlan, and he rolls a natural 1 and does absolutely nothing. The second one flutters out and sees Igor in the hallway and other people behind him. So he is going to cast his steam breath, a 15-foot cone of scalding steam. I need dexterity. Oh, yes. Wendell, which one did you want to shoot at? The first one or the second? I'm sorry.
Whichever one I can see better.
You can see one right now in front of Igor.
Then that would be the one he would double flick.
Please make your attack.
I get 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Oh, you get
now.
2 Eldritch Blasts now.
I do, because I'm a 6th level warlock.
I should have never given you that.
So one of them is +9. So one of them is a 17, and the other one's a nat 20.
Okay. So go ahead and roll
29.
me the 3d10 there.
I will roll. I have 3d10. I didn't think I'd need that many d10s, but I have them right here.
I did not, Lamont. I did not.
All right, let's not roll the d100s. There we go. 9, 9, and a 3.
9, 9, and a 3.
Yes, so 22?
Okay,
What do I-
great. It explodes. Literally, because now, Igor, I need you to make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw. As the method explodes in your face as your master has destroyed it.
It's the good old the handkerchief. See, I tell you, it does much better when I
21.
actually flick the handkerchief when I
All right.
cast it.
Yes, it does actually.
It does,
It's the
I don't know
craziest
why.
thing. So that one explodes, and Igor dives out of the way, not taking any damage at all.
I'd imagine he dives into the what little bit of water's in the tunnel at their feet, just face first.
Exactly. Well, it is your turn now, Igor. There is a steam ghost directly in front of you. It tried to attack Harlan.
You did not. And he will use, I guess, half his movement to get back up, and he will then charge towards that sucker, and he's going to smash it from behind.
Okay.
After going into a rage.
You get advantage because it is flanked.
Sweet. Okay, bonus action rage. He's going to move in closer. Oh, thank you for moving. And he is going to smack him with his hammer.
Smack him.
Let me see here. I'm trying to two-handed whack. There we go. Really,
Well,
Igor?
you would
Really?
have missed the first roll, but with advantage, you have hit.
Yeah, I know. I'm just sad at his rolls. I keep rolling low, but okay. Oh, I hit. And then that 13 damage.
You
and
smash into this steam ghost and slam it into the wall. You've given a good bit of damage. It is barely floating above the ground now and looks very angry.
Igor's surprised because he expected it to go right through it. But, it's okay.
Don't you have another attack?
It's been a while since I've done combat with
Yes,
him. I was
you're
trying
level.
to read.
You're more than level 5. You have 2 attacks.
Yep, you have 2 attacks.
I do. All right. We'll take it then with another reverse.
All right, that hits. A 20 will hit
10
for
damage.
10. You smash again with a backhanded swing, crushing this method into the wall as it dissipates. I need both Harlan and Igor to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh no, I've killed us both.
Okay, you both take, in the explosion of steam that comes from the dying method, you both take 5 points of fire damage.
Wow. Ooh. Let's see.
Fire?
Fire.
Okay.
I think I know why the steam tunnels aren't working.
Yeah, no joke. 60. It burns.
Fire bad.
Fire bad.
Okay. Next up is Lamont Quinlan. You've just heard some explosions, some screams, some smashing and whatnot. You know that battle has been met in front of you.
Is there anything I can cling to on the ceiling? Is it a smooth ceiling?
No, this is a cobblestone or worked stone wall. All the walls in here are stone. There are handholds here and there where a stone might be a little larger than the other one. You can climb across the wall if you'd like. It's not a very tall ceiling. It's only about maybe 7-8 feet above you.
I just want to move up into where everybody is and where I'm hearing all
Well,
of this.
Wendell's ahead of you. You saw him use his handkerchief. Hal's ahead of Wendell, if you see right in front of you. And you think Igor and the rest are in front of you.
I just want to blow past or whoosh by
Okay.
Wendell and Hal
All right. Go ahead and do that.
without being struck by there.
All right. That's about 15 feet of your movement.
Okay. And is there one on this side of Igor, or are they both on the other side of Igor?
You cannot tell from there. You can ask Igor as you go by. It looks like
No.
Igor and Harlan are to your right.
Okay, no, I want to go right by him, right into the shit.
Okay. You imagine that maybe it's to the right. It could be to the left. You don't know.
I go right.
Okay. So you pass by and you come to Harlan face to face with the creature, and you see another creature away from him.
Okay. Can I still act?
10, 15, 20, 25. You had 25 feet of movement. I believe you have 30. You can probably, you can use 5 more feet of movement to pass by Harlan and get beside the one he's attacking, or move into the room. You actually have a bonus action dash you can use, which will allow you to move an extra 30 feet.
The human. I mean, I know they're made of steam. Are they humanoid? They are. Right?
They are demonic kind of looking creatures. I won't say demonic. They're beastly. They have alien features. They're very elemental.
When they get upset, they get all misty-eyed.
Yes.
Oh boy. Well, okay. Then I want to move up where Harlan is, and
Okay, you're right behind Harlan now.
I move to within engagement range of this thing, and I, with a flourish, sheathe my short swords, and I want to charge up my gloves and shocking grasp this thing.
Okay, you're going to shocking grasp it. Go ahead. And all right, so that's is that a dexterity saving throw?
I think so.
It's a to hit.
I thought it was an attack.
Or it's a to hit. Okay, then roll your to hit. Just do a dagger attack. It's fine.
Right, it's my unarmed. It's an unarmed strike. Oh no, here it is. It's right here.
Boom. Nice.
Okay, you hit. Roll your damage.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 9.
9 points of damage goes into this creature, and you see it just fall apart before your eyes, exploding in a burst of steam. I need both you and Harlan to make DC 10 dexterity saving throws.
Oh no.
All right. You both move out of the way as this gust of this burst of steam hits harmlessly along the back wall. You see 2 more in front of you. You're out of movement, but you still have no, you don't have any more attacks. You have a bonus action attack, but
Gross.
you also have a bonus action movement or hide or something along those lines.
Oh yeah, I could Well, am I engaged in with either of them? No.
No.
Can I? So is that my turn, or do I get to do one more?
You have a bonus action. If you have anything you'd like to do, you can try to attempt to hide, or you can dash and move into a different area.
Oh shit. Well, I want to intimidate these things and frighten them with my countenance, but I'd rather just hide.
Okay. Are you hiding behind Harlan?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and attempt to hide behind Harlan with disadvantage.
He's a big guy.
The fur coat makes it, real hard to see right behind him.
What do you hit to hide? I don't see hide on here.
Stealth.
That's a stealth check? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 20.
You believe you have hidden yourself from these creatures as one of them stares directly at you.
Dang, their perspective.
Hal, the natural 20. Hal, it's your turn. You see Lamont blow past you. You hear the sounds of battle ahead.
I'm gonna move up 25, 30.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna pull out Clockwork Killer
Okay.
and 2-hand this shit.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Motherfucking ass. That's a 10.
You hit.
Oh.
Roll your damage.
Okay. So that's a D10 and a D8.
What is the second damage?
It's chromatic.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember how we decided what
You
kind of
choose what you'd
damage.
like it to be.
If these are steam thingies, I want it to be cold damage.
Okay.
My rolls suck.
Just breathe. Just breathe, baby.
Get a new set of dice.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a
So-
rough day of training this morning. It's okay. Your
Yeah.
arms are tired.
So that's 5 slashing damage
Okay.
and 4 cold damage.
Okay.
You are going to jail.
You strike it. It seems to be injured, but still fully functional. You have another attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my second attack. No, not you. I'm mad at you.
Okay. Dice jail.
That's a 19, so that's a crit.
Okay. You crit. So go ahead and roll both your dice twice.
So that's 2d. No, you go away.
You know what? I'm going to say you pretty
2d10.
much destroy this thing.
Sweet.
You just cleave through it. You hit it once, and you just were a little weak on it, so you kind of hit the flat of the blade, didn't do the damage, but you come back through and split it right up the middle, and it explodes for a dexterity 10 saving throw for you.
Dexterity. Don't fuck me over. That's a nat 1.
Okay, so you take 8 points of fire damage as this thing explodes in your face.
It's just a Monday and a day of extremes.
Yes, it is a day of extremes. You get a crit, and it gets a max roll explosion right in your face. That one is gone. You only see one other as it takes its turn.
I rolled really well on my damage.
It's going to fly over here, and it's going to let off its steam breath. I need DC 10 dexterity saving throws from Lamont, Harlan, and Howell.
Come on! That's another nat 1.
Okay, you take 5 points of fire damage now.
All my dice are going to jail. I'm rolling on roll 20.
Lamont, you take 5 points of fire damage, and Harlan, you take no damage at all.
I might be kind of alone in this hallway, but I'm thinking that was a good call right now. I'm just...
Okay, so it took its turn, and from the south, Lamont, you hear the sound of other creatures stirring as more mephits come crawling out of the room. This one is also going to do its steam breath as it comes up to you. I need another dexterity 10, DC 10's dexterity saving throw from the three of you again, Lamont, Harlan, and Howell.
15.
Okay, Hal, you are fine. Harlan, you are fine again. Lamont? And you are fine as well. You take no damage from the attack. A second one flies in and will make a claw attack at you, Lamont, for a 10. I don't believe a 10 hits you.
No.
All right. The third one flies in and doesn't care that its brothers are there because they can't be hurt by fire, and it does a breath attack. I need Lamont and Harlan for another DC 10 dexterity saving throw.
Thought I was hidden.
Yes, but you're in the way.
It's like if you were hidden, but a fireball still lands on your location. You still get hit with fireball. It doesn't matter if they see you or not.
Yeah.
Very reason this out. What's saved?
A dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity.
All right, no damage again. All right, we're back at the top. Wendell.
Oh, I hear a commotion up ahead. Let me move. 5, 10, 15. Oh, I still don't see much, so I'll go.
Oh, sorry, birds.
In which direction is it? I'm guessing they all went to the right.
You see Igor looking in that direction, and you hear commotion.
Oh, I see something.
Yes, you do.
Hold on, make it this just in the right. Blick. Eldritch blast, you know.
Blast.
Blast. Oh, does a 24 and a 26 hit?
Just barely.
Oh, whew. I'm so glad that...
Yes.
You know,
Roll your 2d10.
A 10 and a 2, so 12.
You slam it. It falters in the air, but it is still flying. Anything else?
Yes, I step back.
Okay. Harlan, your friends have surrounded you. There seems to be only one more in front of you, but 3 to the south.
Oh my, that one's still alive?
Yes.
I know, he survived my Eldritch Blast. It's quite impressive, really.
I am surprised. All right. Let's attempt to Sacred Flame him.
Time ruin. Excellent. I will roll. Why am I rolling a d8 for? I need to roll a d20. And it's a natural 1. Okay, I'm going to have some dice jail here. The thing explodes. How does your time ruin look? Like, does it age quickly? Is that what happens when it
Yes.
takes this damage?
That's what I picture, but I don't know how that would.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you see it kind of freeze suddenly, and then it just sort of, you see it, its bones, its skin sag, what you would imagine would be skin as represented by the steam that makes up its countenance. And it starts to just droop. And then the steam falls off and it just sort of dissipates slowly and painfully. And it is gone.
Great. What next? I will Misty Step
Okay.
over here,
Excellent.
and I'll hit that one.
How are you hitting that one after casting a spell?
I'm hasted.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I'm sorry. I've already forgotten. My bad. Please continue on, sir.
Don't be hasty.
Yes, don't be hasty. You slice this one from behind. It's surprised and turns to look at you and screams.
Because
It's a
I
little
thought you
hot.
only had one action.
You weren't supposed to get 2 turns of the spell. And is there anything else you'd like to do, sir?
Nope, I'm done.
Okay, it is Igor's turn. Everyone has ran past you, Igor. You're now last in line.
I'm standing up against the wall so that I'm not in the way of Igor because he looks mad. He's raging.
Time to kill.
Time to kill. All right, you walk in and you see some to the south. Lamont is hiding, but with his hiding spot leaving him, he's just sitting in the open now.
Is that a wall right here?
Yes, that is a wall right there.
Okay, I was making sure I wasn't glitching out on what I was seeing. All right, do I have enough room to run by him and bash something?
There are multiple creatures there. You aren't able to run through them, but you can step into Lamont's area and make an attack if you'd like.
Pardon me, Lamont. And he's going to step in there and do a double whammy. So, wha-bam, wha-bam.
Okay, both of those hit. Please roll your damage. That's a 10 and a 13. You obliterate this one, causing it to explode. I need a DC 10 dexterity saving throw from Igor and Lamont.
20.
That's a pass.
Don't die, Lamont.
That is a pass as well. Do you step forward, Igor, or do you step back where you came from?
With gusto.
Okay, with gusto. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do on this turn, sir?
Oh, I stare menacingly at these cloudy vaporous things who burn me flesh.
They screech back at you. Lamont.
He
They
yells
sound
back at him.
like
It's
a
the
steamy
mummy.
tea kettle.
It does kind of sound like a steamy tea, an angry steamy tea
Mhm.
kettle.
Whew.
Lamont.
Like steam coming out of its ears. So bad.
Your turn, sir.
Hello. Yes. So I want to. Can I sneak attack? Can I? Oh my!
You do know that as long as you have a person from your party within 5 feet of a creature, you do get sneak attack from them.
Aha. Well, then I want to sneak up and charge my gloves and zap another one of these things.
Gloves will not give you sneak attack.
Has to be a light
Oh.
weapon.
It has to be
You know,
light
a
or
short
finesse.
sword
Fine.
or a dagger.
Yes.
Then I draw my short swords and sneak attack.
Okay, so you step
Light or
in
finesse.
into
I
the
do.
space with Igor.
I do.
Okay, and which one are you attacking?
Well, let's see. The closest one. Which
Okay,
would
there's
be-
one to the south, and when you step into Igor's spot, you see
Okay,
one
I see it.
right to the east.
I'm going right to the east there.
Okay, you're going to attack the one to the east. Make
Yeah.
your dagger attack.
Oh,
Or short sword, I'm sorry.
Short
sword
swords.
attack. An 11 does hit. Roll your damage and your sneak attack.
excellent. Excellent. Is it 2d6?
For sneak attack at this point, yeah. I believe
Yes.
so. Because you're straight up rogue, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't have any other levels.
Yes. Oh Lord,
Yes,
Lord, I've
yes, I
forgotten
am
how to
asking
use
you to
this.
roll 2d6.
Thank you,
There
Frank.
you go.
What's up?
Oh, okay. And you just obliterate this one. It explodes as well. I need another DC 10 dexterity saving throw from Lamont and Igor. Oh, Lamont, you take. Oh,
What
good
do I got in there?
night. 7 damage, fire.
Oh my god.
Igor, you get out of the way. Lamont, you still have your bonus action. You might still be able to either hide or stab something if you'd like.
I want to hide. I want to
Okay, you can-
disengage and hide.
Okay, you can't disengage and hide.
I
You can
thought I could.
disengage and go back around the corner so that it can't see you, but it's not the same as hiding.
Right. You have a choice with your cunning action. You can
I do that
disengage
then.
or hide.
All right.
Yeah, you
I'm gonna
can- Yeah.
You're
Gonna
currently
disengage.
not engaged right now.
Well, no, he would have had to step forward. Well, actually, no, you could stab that one without stepping forward. So yeah, you're not engaged at all. So you could just step around the corner and hide if you want.
Yeah, you can sit around the corner and hide.
I'm doing it. I jump out, splash this thing to bits, and then I jump back around the corner.
Okay, so you jump back around the corner and roll your stealth check.
Yeah, about that. That means I gotta open this thing and this thing. And
Yes, having your character sheet open is important.
how'd I do? Thank you, Frank. 23.
Okay.
Throwing
So you
rocks
feel-
tonight.
You feel like you're very stealthy, especially in this low light condition. All right. Next we have Howl. Everything in the room with you is gone, but there seems to still be one to the south.
Excellent.
Can I make it to this square?
Yes, you can step through Igor's spot and take that spot there.
Okay. I'm gonna step there and whack him.
Whack. Oh, that's
For
a
a
natural
natural
20. All right, 4 dice.
For holy fucking shit.
Okay, it explodes.
That's a lot of
DC.
numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good bit of number there. I need
45.
DC 10 dexterity saving throws from Igor, Hal, and Harlan.
17.
Pass for the 12 for Igor and Lamont. A 22. Oh, Harlan. I'm sorry, I meant Lamont, not Harlan. Oh, no, it is Harlan. Never mind. Everyone's safe. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have been awake too long today. So you are out of combat.
I don't like to be hit.
Look around for any sign of the girl.
Perception or investigation? You see no signs of the girl. You don't hear any sounds now. You imagine the sounds you heard initially were probably the Mephits hearing you arrive. But you
Little
do see a
girl.
chest inside that room.
Hold on, window. There's a chest in here. Maybe there's a girl inside
I
of it.
see. Yes, you should definitely.
Hal steps out
Yes,
of the
you-
room
yes,
and lets
that's a
Igor
good
open
idea.
it by himself.
Igor opens the chest.
Okay, you try to open the chest. It is locked.
Master, it's locked. Shall I bash it open? He's still a
Maybe
little-
not, but it could have a girl inside it, like you said. Maybe
Yeah,
Lamont.
Hold on,
try to
little girl.
Open
Shake it,
it.
either
shake
Lamont or I can
No,
open it.
don't shake it, Lamont. Can you unlock it?
I'm like peeking around the corner.
Lamont, help me. There's a little girl.
They're both peeking around. I imagine they're both like, "Ooh."
Why don't you step to one side, Cool Breeze?
Right, do your thing.
Harlan, that's deep water. You cannot cross that yet. So you stand on the edge. We'll get back to you in a second.
All right.
I'm currently hasted, so I'm zooming around. this
Right,
thing.
I understand, but you're over here now because you'll have to make rolls to get across that fast moving water. That's 10 feet of very fast moving water. That's deep.
All right.
What do I roll to pick locks?
These tools.
Yeah, thieves tools.
You roll thieves tools?
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like, you can give me a sleight of hand check. That'll be just about as good.
Unless you have proficiency in thieves' tools and not sleight of hand.
Oh yeah, you have proficiency. Yeah, so we'll add. What's your proficiency bonus right now? Is it 3?
3.
Okay, so you rolled a 10 with that 4 on the die. Plus 6 would give you a 10. Unfortunately, your thieves' tools break in the lock.
Bastard.
Do you need some help? Do you want me to do it?
Yep, you're up. They broke.
My turn.
Okay, go ahead, Hal.
There's like he has no ego about it. He
20.
just gets up.
You step up, pull out his broken tool, and just click it like it's never like it was just like you're not even looking at it. You're just like snap, and it's open.
I did work with the class for a long time.
You did.
So.
That's impressive.
You open up the chest and you see inside a great sword, a patterned bag, a pair of boots, a tankard, and a small pouch with 2 stones in it, as well as 2 large rubies, 1 large diamond, and some coins.
That's not a little girl.
Oh, but do you want that sword? You should take that sword.
Okay. Igor grabs the sword.
Just Hal has so many weapons.
You also know that Harlan uses great swords as well.
Oh,
so.
that's true.
Okay, well, Igor will hold on to it for him for now.
Okay.
Not counting
got
the
a great
dagger
sword.
that she has in her heart. She has 8 weapons.
Oh, good.
He
heavens.
also gave me
I
a
only have
really
one
awesome
handkerchief.
battle axe, so now I'm like,
Yeah.
So you see these items. I imagine you take them all.
Yeah. Just stuff them in my bag.
All right, Harlan. What is your strength?
19.
Okay, I imagine I was incorrect. With you moving that fast, jumping 10 feet should be no problem for you at all. You clear that water fine and make it into the hallway to the east. Your friends have no idea where you are.
Yeah.
Very
That's
good.
good. I can call to him if need be.
You see a door to the left and a door to the right. One going north, one going south.
I'll check out the north one first here.
Okay. You step into a small room. There's a table in the center. It seems like it was once a place for meetings. There are old faded writings on the wall, like posters on the wall that's had diagrams on them. They're hard to make out now. They've been molded and over and are basically falling off. This might have been a center to work on the steam tubes.
Okay.
There's another door, which you see. You step into this room. You see a desk, a bed, and on the corner of the bed is a very scared Sarah Amberwine. She is pointing at a door to the left of the room that you see, and she is huddled in a corner, shivering visibly.
How much
Square
my
up the
haste do I
door.
have?
I imagine you probably are on the end of your haste now.
Okay.
It's been some time.
Then I'll step into the room
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll just hold up a finger and I will wait there for a little while because lethargy takes over.
Yes, you almost fall to one knee as you just tiredness flows over you. Okay. Well, you're sitting there with the missing Sarah Amberwine. What do the rest of you do?
Also, I found this sword in the chest bin there, little girl.
Yes, I saw you and Hal collected quite a menagerie of things. We'll have to have Harlan look at them later. He's good with the magic
Yeah,
stuff.
but monster is no girl, so
Well, that means we must keep looking. Maybe Harlan's found her. He was moving very quickly.
Yeah, where did he go?
Not to the right.
monster
Oh,
did one of them.
right.
Did one of them steamy things get him?
No. Well, I hope not. I'd
Each one of
imagine-
these rooms, when you're looking at them now, they seem to have valves that connect pipes that go through the floor and into the ceiling. You think that this was like an exchange room of some sort?
Okay. Well, oops. Let's try going down.
Yeah, there's a gate up there. He probably didn't go that way.
Arlen! He's kind of yelling out a little bit louder.
Okay.
I definitely look in this grate. Right here.
Okay. You look down and it just goes off into the darkness.
Cool. I'm definitely not gonna cast gaseous form and explore that later.
Okay.
Just saying,
coming,
I was ready
Martha?
for an escapade into the steam tunnels.
Okay, as you turn the corner, you see at the end of this hallway, it's blocked off again, going off into the distance, and across this 10-foot fast-moving rivulet of water, you see another hallway like the ones you've been in before.
Er,
Do I feel like
You
I
think-
can jump across that?
What's your strength?
Do we think you went that way, monster?
Well, it's the only way he can go. 18.
You believe that if you, with a running start, you should be able to make it across.
Okay, I will do that then.
Did Harlan just run off?
Yeah, he just ran away.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Yeah, in a blink, he was gone.
Is he within 60 feet? I reach out to him.
Don't
I
you have to
haven't
have line
seen
of
him.
sight?
Damn it.
Yeah, you're unable
I
to see
could call
him.
out to him, Igor, I need you to carry me over this jump.
Harlan, you hear the
Right
heavy
away.
footfalls of Hal as she lands across the water. Hal, you see two doorways,
I'll go
one
to
to the
the
north,
left.
one to the south, and you see Harlan in front of you. He
Oh.
looks like he is wiped out. He's leaning up against the wall.
Hey, are you okay?
Just a
What's wrong?
moment. Just wipe away some sweat.
Okay, and I see the girl, right?
Yes, she's
Okay.
shivering visibly, staring at the door there, pointing, and just shaking her head no as you come closer to her.
Okay, I'm gonna set the doll on the bed for her.
You see her kind of give you a slight smile, but terror is too much
Yeah.
for her.
I'm gonna step up to the door. And can I hear anything on the other side?
Give me there's not a door, it's open.
Oh,
You look inside and there are just boxes and a chest and some other things. You don't give me a perception check to see if you see anything or hear anything.
6.
The dripping water is getting to you now. It's echoing off these stones. It's just
Okay.
ever present in the background. It's really hard to be able to figure out what's
in.
going on.
Nothing.
I guidance Igor so that he may carry me across with this jump
Cool.
because
Igor,
Wendell's
what's your
jumping is
strength?
not amazing.
My strength is an 18.
Okay, with a 10-foot run up, carrying Wendell, you can both make it across.
Wendell doesn't weigh very much.
He's all skin and bone.
He keeps
Okay,
his
Lamont,
girlish
do you-
figure.
Do you attempt to go across as well?
Yeah.
How would you like to get across? What's your strength?
I would like to leap with a mighty flourish.
But what is your strength?
Oh, I'm working on that. It's a 12.
It's a 12. I will need you to make an athletics check to see if you make it across. You make it across, no problem, with a 20.
I want to leap with my knees tucked and my cloak
Fluttering.
Wendell's not quite a spring chicken, so he's like, just carry me, please. I just keep
Okay.
my knees.
So you all make it across. You see that this looks to be like a substation manager office or something like that. Someone who worked the pipes down here. There's a desk that's been disused and left. The girl is sitting on the bed, visibly scared, even with you all here.
Mm.
Can I divine sense again?
Go ahead. You've sensed nothing.
Okay. I want it. There we go.
All
should
you
call
see
it
is
that.
boxes in front of you and the chest at your feet.
Sarah, you should calm
No,
down.
like
We need to leave these steam tunnels.
kick the chest.
You kick the chest.
Like just nudge it. Like with my foot.
And it's a mimic!
How hard do you kick it?
Enough to shake it.
When your toe touches it,
God damn it.
it sticks to it.
It's a mimic!
Fucking ass!
It's
How
a
did I
mimic.
know?
We haven't had one in so long. I
So
thought
long.
I would put a mimic here. So your foot is stuck to it,
What the
and I will
fuck?
need everyone to roll initiative as soon as I clear this initiative.
Damn it.
It's a mimic. As you kick it, you see the lid open, the teeth descend, the tongue lolls out and rubs up your leg like it's tasting you to see what it's
Nope.
going to get. It kind of spreads
There's a
out
lot of people
bit
who would like to do that, Hal. You're
and
this
looks a little bit
lucky
bigger
mimic.
than you would imagine. Let's see. Oh, wow. We're okay. Igor is fast this time with a 17.
So am I.
Lamont has got a 9. Harlan has an 8. Snobby Noble Lord also has an 8.
Yes.
Wendell. All right. So who are we missing? Lamont, Harlan, Hal. What is your? Oh, Hal's a 17. I'm
17.
sorry, I missed that.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, you guys are going pretty well there. And then let me roll Mr. Tasty here. Okay, so he rolled a 16, so he's going right in between. All right. So, Hal, Igor, Hal, what are your dexterity modifiers?
2.
2, Igor?
Dex 1.
Okay, Hal, you go first.
Okay.
You are grappled by this thing.
I can still attack, right?
Oh yeah, I believe you
I'm
get
not restrained.
disadvantage. You're not restrained. I think you can still attack, but I think you have disadvantage on attacks with a grapple.
I think you just don't have movement.
Yeah.
Just movement? Okay.
I
Well,
don't,
then
I
you
don't know.
that's fine. You can attack away.
I'm gonna whack him
Okay. 16 hits.
for 15.
Yeah.
15
And I'm
damage.
gonna make the chromatic damage fire
Okay.
because
It doesn't seem to take any specific damage from that.
Okay.
But it still takes the damage.
okay. And
So
then I'm gonna hit it again
mm-hmm.
for 10.
Unfortunately, you bounce off its unusually hard shell.
Damn.
It looks like
Okay.
it's softer, but you kind of caught it at the wrong angle, maybe the flat of your blade. Igor, you're up now.
Actually,
Yes.
I'm gonna action surge.
Oh, okay. Action surge away.
So I'm gonna make 2 more attacks for 25.
25 hits.
For 15.
For 15.
And then 21. Yeah, for 7.
Okay. All right. You look like you've bloodied this thing. Its form is having a hard time holding the form of the chest. It's bleeding a bit onto the ground. Now it's Igor's turn. You see this crazy chest attacking Hal.
It's a vicious, angry chest. And he charges in and shares space. Pardon me, Hal. And I will smash it with his hammer.
Okay.
Blam, blam.
You bounce off the side of it and hit the ground ineffectually. The second hit.
On the first one, he rolls a 16.
So the shot ricochets off of the chest into the wall and careens back into the side of the chest, doing damage. So, all right, so that's 12 damage total.
Thank you very much.
Minus 12, so that's okay. All right, it's the Mimic's turn now. It's going to make a pseudopod attack. So it's that tongue that was licking your leg, Hal, lashes up at your face for a nice little kiss.
Gross.
And does a 22 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And now the tongue is stuck to your face.
No.
And then it reaches up. It's weird. The form just kind of expands and tries to bite you.
Bite it back.
Does an 18 hit you?
Yes. No.
Okay.
My
No?
AC's 20.
Okay, there you go. It
used to be
hits your
18.
armor. It's like gnawing on your armor, but it can't damage you.
Cool.
But its tongue is still stuck to your face.
Ugh.
Lamont, it's your turn. You made it into the room before this all happened because, of course, you did.
Yeah. I rushed this thing and I'm going to stab it.
Okay, you're going to stab it.
Repeatedly.
Okay. You hit with the first. Now, this is something I'm not sure. When you hit with a weapon, doesn't it get stuck too?
I think it has a chance to.
I don't run a lot of mimics.
Yeah,
Last mimic I ran was a door. In, like,
It says the
Curse of
mimic adheres
Strahd.
to anything that touches it. So maybe I've been running this a little bit different. So we won't roll that you get stuck to it when you stab it. Like its blood is a lubricant, and so you're unable to. So go ahead. That hits. That 20 hits.
Okay.
Big market for mimic blood.
Yes. In certain subsets of the
Mm-hmm.
So roll your damage and roll your sneak attack.
I'm trying. Here we go. See if it.
Okay. 8 piercing.
Here we go. Oh,
All right,
great.
10 total damage. Its form is starting to fall apart even worse now. You have a bonus action if you'd like to stab it as well.
I'm just going to stab it again.
Okay, stabby.
Let's see.
Also, I think they have a advantage against grappled creatures?
Yes, they had advantage in also attacks against you.
Okay.
That's why it hit. It rolled
Yeah.
really poorly on the first die. Your second shot does not hit the mimic, unfortunately. It basically like it moves and you cannot stab it because Howl is in the way. Harlan, it's your turn.
I think at this point, my most effective action would be cantrip. So I will firebolt.
Firebolt away, sir. 19 for 11. It's looking really, really bad, but you do hit it quite solidly. Fire erupts all around the form of the mimic. It is shuddering now in pain. Wendell, Eustace Abernathy, it's your turn.
Don't worry, Hal. Pull out my... Flick, flick. And
Make
I
your
will
two rolls.
Eldritch Blast! Oh! A 25 and a 28.
I believe both of those do hit.
Oh, good. I would hope so. It would be a really scary mimic if not. All right.
That's coming later.
Oh, joy.
Gaia mimic.
That will be 15 damage total.
It shudders and then loses form completely as it is a shapeshifter and turns into a goo that slides like the pseudopod that stuck to your face just turns to goo and slides down the front of your armor, Howl, as you're released from it. As it
I offer her a different handkerchief.
It just goes bleh, and you're out of combat.
And I tuck mine away.
Did you kill it? Is it dead?
It's dead.
Yes.
Is it dead? Oh, I saw it moving when I was just. I got lost down here and I fell in the water and made it over here. And I've just been sitting here waiting for somebody to find me. And I want my mommy.
Don't worry, we'll get you out of here. You're safe with us.
I'll go pick her up.
Okay. She grabs the grog doll and jumps into your arms.
Yeah.
Holds you really tight. Like it's almost uncomfortably tight around your neck.
She has kids. She knows.
She's quietly sobbing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna comfort her as best I can.
I make a note to get a nanny when I
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's get her back to her fam.
I don't want the kid to see me. I want to hide.
Okay, well, the kid has probably already seen you because you were in the same room and you were attacking the creature it was staring at, but you disappear from its sight.
Okay.
So now you are just a figment of its imagination.
Good.
Probably a terror it will wake up from later in the evening.
Good.
You want to check that room real quick before we leave?
Yes. I will do a sweep.
Okay.
Well,
Roll an investigation check.
But when I say sweep, I don't mean in a cleaning type of sense because
Of course, that's
Igor's job.
That's Igor's thing.
You get her out of here.
Yeah.
Yes, I will
gonna
assist
head out.
Harlan in investigating if Harlan will be assisted.
Yes.
I'll save you the trouble. There doesn't seem to be much down here. Most of the paper has disintegrated through moisture and mold. The boxes are just repair equipment for the steam pipes.
Is there a bed?
This looks like it was a room for a worker.
I look under the pillow and mattress. That's where people always hide things they don't want other people to see.
You find a book called Tusk Love.
Oh, research material. I will put that away.
All right. Do all of you exit the building?
Yeah.
Or the sewers?
Yes.
Okay. And in an
Sewers
effort
will be exited.
in an effort to speed up because one of our members needs to leave, you exit the sewer to the excited exaltations of the Amberwine family who promise that you will eat free here forever for saving their child. And then you are
They're going to regret that.
Yes. You are basically shuffled into the Crescent Acorn to free food and drink for the rest of the afternoon for saving their child. And that's where we end it today, so we can go ahead and get everyone out of here. That was fun. We haven't had a combat in a while, so I thought we'd do a little something fun and endear you guys with the Amber Wines. We'll pick back up next week right there, so you can chat with them some. And so I guess I forgot you guys were level 5. And I probably should have thrown more things at you, but it's a nice way to warm back up and remember what combat is on these characters and what you can do. Let's go around and talk to everybody, see what they thought about tonight and how they feel. We had a little time jump to get rolling, and let's just check in with Lamont Quinlan since he needs to be heading on out quickly. So let's go ahead and see how you did tonight, sir.
I'm late for my ice dancing lesson. I thought tonight was excellent. Becky's belly aching about her bad rolls were great. My favorite line was, I got a 12 on my stealth check earlier. Whatever it was really great. And Igor, once again, Igor runs away with the show and the food. Hi, I'm producer Trav. I'm here doing this. We had aliens. You should watch that. It's on the VOD. Do what the kids do and watch the VOD of the Aliens episode 13. We're going to play it again on the 24th. We're going to play Ravenloft tomorrow night. I missed last week. Are we still? Are we?
You're dead.
We're dead. I'm gonna find out tomorrow.
Well, actually, you're in a really interesting. You're gonna have a very interesting revelation tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
I missed the last Reggie episode.
There were a lot of things learned. And
Reg, you went up to an upstairs room with two silent monks to have your way with them.
And then 2 more were sent in for you as well. Your group sent you 2 more.
I finally had that group sex that I've been after for some weeks with that character. Or attempted it.
Oh, it was had.
Well, I can't wait.
You're gonna learn some things that.
So you won't want to miss tomorrow night's Adventures in Ravenloft. Bring the kids.
Don't bring the kids.
Don't. Not tomorrow. Not for tomorrow's revelations.
Who knows what disgusting things my character.
We do. We know.
I don't.
Nope.
When I say who knows, I mean they do. So yes, this was great. Thank you very much for having me. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you, Travis. Let's go on over to the wonderful Hal. How was that for you this evening?
That was great. I had a blast. My favorite part was also rolling shit, because I got that one divine intervention, and then everything else was like, no. It always makes things interesting.
You had a crit.
I did. I actually had two. I had 2 crits.
Yeah.
And then I had like 4 nat 1s. So it kind of evens out.
Bahamut gives and he takes
away. Yeah. I'm Negativesaurus. I play Hal, the shifter fighter / paladin. Tomorrow you can find me here again playing Jen Eric, the bubblegum bard, who is not who I normally play, but I love her and I kind of want to play her in a campaign. And then on Saturdays, I play every other Saturday for the next 2-3 Saturdays. I don't know. I play Maggie, the Mundane, in our Monsters of the Week 3-shot. And then in our once a month campaign, I play Violet, the synthetic human, in our Aliens game that I am very excited for, because I keep talking about it, but I have 3 aliens that I control now, and I'm very excited to do stuff with that. So we'll see. And that's me.
Yeah, that's terrifying. But glad you rolled some 20s tonight. Got to see Clockwork Killer work well. But speaking of working well today with his speedy little haste around the dungeon, Harlan Flipcloak.
Yes, that's me. I'm D20 Coup de Grace. You can find me playing here Mondays, Tuesdays, and sometimes on the Saturdays with our Alien game. Let's see. Favorite part. I don't know. I really like the flow of the session. The scene that really sticks out in my mind is when right where we were entering the steam tunnels. I had a really vivid picture of what was going on there, and I don't know. I don't know why in particular, but just investigating around this right before entering the steam tunnels, it just really stuck out in my head. Anyways, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you. Igor, you ate a lot again. How's it going?
I've ate a lot, and I'm doing good. Train pilot, just like explain Igor. It ate a lot, explored a lot, didn't eat the floating Snickers bars. We found the girl, so that was cool and happy. I like the combat. It was fun. The steam monsters, the mimic. We haven't seen a mimic in a while. And then I felt like the sessions just kind of flowed nicely. Everybody's just jiving and having fun. So I dug it. It was good. And thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you. Thank you. And before we pass it on to Lindy, I'll just go ahead and close out my section. I'm Deception Check. I run the madness here that is on our Monday nights. Thank you for watching. I had a great time tonight. All of it was fun. We got a good little combat in. Want to see a little something, get your little connection with the Amber Wines, get things moving. Yeah, it was great. I liked how you guys got to use a few new abilities, got some new items, which you're going to have to look into because those are pretty neat. And I like that Lamont is still trying to menace everywhere and anywhere he can, which is kind of fun. But I'm Deception Check. You can find me here on Mondays doing this, Tuesdays for Mr. Ravenloft, and this Saturday for our Monster of the Week, which will be a lot of fun. I'm playing a professional wizard who is basically just like a handyman. It's kind of silly. And our Aliens campaign, we're playing Hank Granger, who is a Blade Runner in the wrong spot. Especially when the person who he is keeping an eye on has 3 synthetic xenomorphs. That's a really bad thing. But let's pass it on to Wendell, Eustace, Abernathy, Lucius, Throckwaddle, Hassenpfeffer, the 4th of the Haversham Hassenpfeffers. Laugh, love, Lindy. How was your night tonight?
Yes, tonight was good. I love playing Wendell. He has a magnificent mustache, but, my favorite parts was, oh gosh, I really liked hearing about everyone's 3 days, like the little time skip that we had just to see what everyone's kind of been up to the past few days. It was really neat. Gosh, Igor getting another addiction / problem. Can't wait to see how that pans out. It's gonna be great. Hal having kind of a breakthrough and hearing stop anyone trying to really save him, and it made me feel so justified about my rants about the evil orb of evil. Like, if Bahamut and my patron are on the same side, it says something. I mean, the good, the lawful good platinum dragon and, I don't know, an aboleth, if they're, teaming up against the same thing, should probably stay locked. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, and also, just Lamont trying to be sneaky and stealthy and not be seen by anyone, but we are also all being like, it's just Lamont, just whatever, like, it's fine. Yeah, can't wait till next week. Tomorrow we have Mists of Ravenloft, and yeah, there is some, y'all gotta catch Reg up on some things that were discovered. There was a big discovery and learning episode last week. One of those discoveries really heavily pertains to what Reg's been doing the past 12 to 16 hours. It's fine. Is it fine? Tune in tomorrow to find out. An achievement was locked most people wish would never be unlocked. But, things happen. Friday should have Aether's Walkway. And on Saturday, yes, our Monster of the Week mixed with Quest. Because I play one tabletop RPG and you can play 2 at the same time. Or I will have horns glued to my forehead and a cotton candy wig, and I'm ridiculous. My character is Jezebel, and she believes she is an anime character. Like, 110% believes she's from a manga, and that's her life story. But might just happen to be the harbinger of the apocalypse. It's fine. We're gonna raid a morgue. It's gonna be great. And, of course, next Saturday is... And I am a very disgruntled captain whose paperwork for retirement got bullshit lost. It's also not fine, but we're gonna see what happens in all of these games because they are going to be a lot of fun, even if things aren't fine. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching. We appreciate you. Hopefully, you hang out with us for some more games later this week. Till then, we will catch you next time. Have fun, play games.